Welcome to Bistro Bilge, sci-fi.
Bistro Bilge. Nice. It's quite a romantic setting for it. Whoa! Oh. Good, but we got this beautiful red and white tablecloth, a little candle in a bath. So I'm expecting this every day now.
So this is Frankie. Francesca, actually, my full name, but no one really called me by full name, so that doesn't matter. We are in the middle of the Atlantic, and I have a super nice table set up here with a candle, with a little plant, and, of course, some pasta bolognese.
I've got some questions for you. The idea here is just to have a bit of a chat, like more of a personal chat. How do you break down decades worth of sailing success in a minute or two? What's your background, and what have you most enjoyed over the years, and what kind of brings you here on this boat now?
From windsurfing on the water, sailing dinghies, fishing, and later after school spent a lot of time working in the Caribbean. And actually around that time saw the Ormond trimarans, saw the beautiful Coupe from the arrived with Florence, with the beautiful Florence in St. Bart's.
Yeah.
I guess the ocean race in many ways kind of defines the main core of my career. Right, it's every 3 or 4 years, and multiply that by 7, I guess you get 25 or whatever stupid number you get.
A reader, meteorologist, like what's your technical background?
I'd say I'm dangerously unqualified, probably. But fortunately, navigating is one of those things that sort of really does reward experience. So having done this, more than a few times now, I sort of feel somewhat qualified to do this race. But no, it's interesting. Like now, you get a lot of navigators come from different backgrounds. You do get some people that are meteorologists and thinking about the weather. They get into it that way. I guess you get some that come from a sort of technical instrumentsy kind of background, and I guess it's in some ways how I got into it. And I guess when I look back over the sailing I've done, one of my strengths as a navigator, I think people have viewed as one of my strengths is I've always been quite a good sort of on-deck kind of sailor guy as well. So I ended up doing one of these races as a sort of helmsman trimmer, and then as the cruise got smaller and smaller, I think that's sort of in some ways helped my stock go up. So I guess it kind of suits me a little bit that I get to do a bit of everything, and it sort of suits my skill set maybe, but it suits my sort of ambition as well. The nice thing about being a navigator is you get involved in everything, but equally it's nice to get on deck and sail the boat. Know how to make a boat go fast.
I've been in the Air Force for 10 years. So when I turned like 18, basically, I got in the sports group. So in Italy, there is no really big funding for like Olympic athletes unless you are in some like military force. And in that moment, it was the Air Force. So I was like, yeah, that's cool. Not too many sailors were in the Air Force actually. Most of the sailors were in the Navy or in the national police. So yeah, sweet. And at the end, I've been with the sports group for like 10 years.
10 years in the Air Force. Did you ever get to fly in a plane or do anything cool that's like Air Force-y?
Yes, like not me as a pilot. That would have been sketchy. The coolest thing, honestly, was one time they brought all the athletes that had like medals to like World or European Championship in this big military cargo plane. And they did a refuel of a jet. A jet coming in, you look out of the window and be like, what the heck? Like, it's fake, That was really, really cool.
My name is Charlie Enright, and I am in a much bumpier Bilge Bistro than the rest of the squad, so you might see some of the FX bounce away during the course of this interview, but I'll be eating some pasta carbonara today.
Can you tell me about your obsession with chickens?
Chickens?
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny. Generally, as a family, if there's a way to complicate our lives, we choose to do it. So I've just kind of always wanted chickens. Convinced my wife it's a good idea. She's in love with them. She's kind of really taking it on, including getting some new chicks this spring. It's good for the kids. It's like running around catching birds, whoa, collecting eggs and doing chores. And it's also good from so I have my chicken coop out by my compost. So we kind of try to run as little waste as possible and kind of all the natural vegetation we can do in the compost. But then, you know, when I wake up in the morning and make my kids pancakes and they don't eat all the pancakes, give them the chickens, you know, or like a bowl of carbonara that nobody ate, just give them the chickens, they eat anything, you know. So you end up actually having a lot less waste.
Is there anybody sailing who's been wearing Crocs longer than you?
Probably. I remember seeing Sidney Gavinier wearing some Crocs, Mike Sanderson wearing some Crocs. I thought they were pretty lame, and then I tried them. And
Have you ever worn anything else?
on board, not really. I mean, it's Crocs or boots.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need like a halfway house. Shoes are like a bad.
You were
couch
ahead of the
and a bad
time.
sofa. A little bit,
You were
yeah.
maybe the first to transition from like shoes to life after the race.
I think if all goes according to plan, which this obviously is, plan will spend a little time in Europe, maybe a week or so, and then we just got a 40-foot cruising boat and rented our house, and we're out of here.
You've got an affinity for skateboards,
Yeah.
and in particular Vans shoes. I'm curious, how many pairs of Vans do you have, or do you think have you owned over the years?
Yeah, no, I've sort of picked up on the skateboarding thing again. Actually, my kids I've always sort of had an burgeoning interest in skateboarding, and I sort of followed it loosely over the years, but since the kids are going to lessons, it sort of inspired me to pick it up again. So, I'm sneaking out on my skateboard while the kids are at school at the moment, which is fun. Try not to spend too much time in the park in case I break myself doing this race, but when it's over, then I think it's going to be time to get the pads on. I've worn skateboard shoes pretty much non-stop since I was about 15 years old. So I've had a lot of pairs of Vans. I've probably got about 10 pairs of various states of disrepair at the moment. But
Maybe there's a sailing sponsorship in there.
yeah, no, exactly. Vans, if you're watching.
New England Patriots, talk to me about football.
I love
I'm
football.
thinking if there's one guy from the New England Patriots right now that you think would make a great addition to our team, who would it be?
Hey boy. I love football. Love the New England Patriots. They just had the draft yesterday. Checking up on that. There was one member of the New England Patriots.
Would bring on leg 5, transatlantic.
I think it would be Matthew Slater. Yep.
Quick to answer, why?
Yeah.
What would he bring to the table?
He's a preacher. He's a locker room guy. He's a seasoned veteran.
All right.
He's like, I don't know, been on the team for like 18 years or something ridiculous like that. Longest tenured member is actually number 18 too. That's a uniform number. Just out of courtesy, they list him as a wide receiver, but he's like one of the best special teamers. His dad played in the NFL too. Just a real franchise guy.
You know, to be a Kerry man and to be representing Ireland again on the water here in the ocean race. I think this year I'm the only Irishman, so on the race course. That said, we've actually infiltrated the ocean race on the shore side pretty well. So.
If you could bring one thing from an Italian market on board, obviously it would stay fresh. What would it be?
Tiramisu.
Tiramisu, got fingers. Frankie is a real,
Tiramisu.
yeah.
I'm gonna test it
Oh.
on the boat.
Yeah, I guess.
I had no idea.
Our sport's amazing, you know.
Yeah.
You know, Francesca, Olympian, world champion, sci-fi, Charlie, myself. You know, we've all come from such a diverse group of disciplines, and I think that's a very lucky thing, a real attitude to our sport that we can, you know, we can do this for a long time and just keep the energy by shifting to, you know, different disciplines and, in my case, kind of different roles. It's quite exciting.
Thank you very much.
Compliments to the chef
It's actually nice to just have a meal and chatting with someone
instead of
instead of
eating it as quickly as possible to get your bunk.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's true.
You feel like a human being.
Well, I can leave this out if you'd like. We can.
It's really cute.